want to clear the air? You're a snake.
You have hurt me more than you can possibly imagine.
I have some concerns about your old man.
What is it in this show that it hooked people so hard that they are sitting there and actually watching people talking with each other?
Yeah, it's pretty unbelievable. I mean, I've met a lot of people today doing this, and from countries all over the world. You know, it's just the fact that so many different cultures and you know the environments that people live in, cities and wherever. It's like there is something universal about watching a family, a dysfunctional family that all sort of, you know, worships this patriarch. You know, something about that is something people can relate to. I guess a lot of people want their father to love them.
And did you see the potential in your character when they offered you the role and you saw the script? Or it was something that was growing on you from day to day, from season to season?
I loved the character from the minute I read the sides that they sent me from the script. When I read the entire pilot script, I just understood what Greg was amongst all this other, you know, family drama and business stuff that was going down, and the conversation about succession, you know, the successor of Logan. So I just understood it from the beginning and loved it, and yeah.
And I'm curious because when you're playing this character, you're doing it on the verge of those emotions. He's always like scared but pumped up, if you know what I mean. And I'm curious how hard it is for you to go on this stage whenever they say action, because I don't think you are in this emotional state all day.
No, I'm not in the Greg emotional state all day. That would be a very difficult existence. Yeah, there's something in the mix of am I doing this right? And I hope I'm doing this right. And there's just like some kind of, there's aspiration, ambition in it. And I don't know. It's tough to like verbalize what I do. But I trust the writing, and that kind of guides me. And I know how he's wired, so I can run things through the sort of Greg filter, and then it just happens.
But the Greg that we see on the screen, it was your first choice when you were building this character, or it was something that you were bouncing on the wall and something that stick with you and said, okay, it will work?
I think from the beginning, I knew his kind of rhythms. You know, Jesse wrote it in a way that was like a little staccato, like a certain thought would start and then he would start a new thought and then he would shift to another thought. And so he was scatterbrained, and I think I just understood his rhythm. I'm sure, you know, and then Jesse and the writer started throwing him into situations, and then I got to figure out, okay, does this feel right for Greg? Or maybe that's too confident, or maybe that's too bright. You know, sometimes it's like, no, he shouldn't know how to do this. This is brand new, this situation. And I think, you know, and so we were playing with the levels, and that was fun. And even in season 4, you know, he's thrown into situations where he makes a choice that he wouldn't have made season 2. And so how does he do that now? So it was constantly trying to discover, you know, through that like Greg filter, like, is he maturing? Is he learning? Or is he still just a mess?
He's evolving. And I'm curious how people change perspective of you through this character. Because as I said, the Succession is a very big show. And I know that the approach to some of the actors changed during this process. So I'm curious, how did the perception of your person change through Greg?
I think people love to associate me with him or think that I am Greg. You know, I don't know. I think, you know, people sometimes instinctively on the street call me Greg, you know, so they see my face, they associate it with Greg. And that's fine. But, you know, I think I'd like to play roles that have nothing to do with sort of Greg energy and the way that kind of character thinks. And I think I need to break off and do something different to, yeah, stretch it a bit.